There we go. Now we have audio. Okay, let's start over. Everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Behzad.
My name is Restock.
And we are the founders of Wonder Looper. Welcome to the Wonder Looper live stream, where you're going to get all the Wonder Looper news that you can use right here. We're broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan. Not muted anymore. We started this live stream a little bit on the quiet side, but now you're listening to us in full stereo, or maybe surround sound, wherever you are. Who knows? But all I can say is we're broadcasting properly now. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So anyhow, we've got a bunch of updates for you today. It's been a little bit of time since the last live stream, approximately a month, and it's good to see a lot of familiar faces here in the crowd in the chat. Nicholas Vilpu, good to see you. BD, the producer, welcome to the chat. Moose KO, showing us some love. We love you too. Kyle McCaffrey, Loopers Unite, we're all here. Min Wa Maxim, hello. Arif from Chicago is in the house. Wonder Looper hoodie in and wearing so plush. Arif, you've already got your Super Looper French Terry. I'm glad you are enjoying it. In the blue, great choice. That
blue color was the most popular,
yeah.
apparently.
Speaking of the Wonder Looper, Super Looper French Terry, Jan, good to see you here as well. Raphael MC, nice to see you. Everybody, the Wonder Looper, Super Looper French Terry just dropped on Friday. Thank you very much for all of your orders and your support. It's available through many of the Wonder Looper retailers worldwide as well. And I would say very successful. It turns out you guys really liked it. Fun. My prediction for the most popular color was going to be gray, but it turns out that blue really blew us away. Right? Yeah, it was I think the number one seller on our website.
I think, let's just say,
yes. Yeah,
blue. I mean, to be fair, the number one product is tied with blue and gray.
Okay.
But I think in total, we sold more blue than gray.
Right. Very interesting. Yeah, I thought, I guess, you know what it is? I think maybe because, gray sweatshirts are quite, generally quite common. Maybe you've got a closet full of them. So we wanted to, maybe people wanted to see some more color in their life. I do, of course, we love the colors. That's why we made the colors. We wanted to have something that was a little bit different, stand out from the crowd. But I find that people generally are very traditional in a lot of ways, and just traditional items tend to sell more. But anyhow, you guys showed us, so it's good to know that the colors are very welcome.
Yeah, and it's easy to match like gray with the other color. So if you're buying multiples, I think gray with another color is a good idea. But in general, I'm so glad, because to be fair, like that, this collection, this line of products, I think the color really made it more exciting.
I think so.
And the fabric itself, it is extremely nice, but the colors is what got the extra excitement over. So
right, very poppy, very sporty, old school. So I'm glad that you liked it. We're going to talk about in a little bit. We're going to talk about some of the colors that we're planning for Spring Summer 25. So right now we are approaching, we call it booking season. So that's going to happen around June, July, when we meet with our retail partners, show them what we've been working on, and then they're going to start placing orders for their stores for Spring Summer 25. So we've got a handful of colors that we plan to add to the Super Looper roundup, to the lineup, and we want to get your feedback on that. Joshua Vasquez writes, I got the full blue with embroidery coming up. I'll wait a little longer, but it'll definitely be worth it. I got Ao Kaiju. Am I reading that right? I got Ao Kaiju.
Aoi Kaiju.
What does that mean?
Blue Kaiju. Monster.
Blue monster. Okay. Yes, I get it now. I mean, Kaiju I get. Maybe I wasn't sure if there was another context for that altogether. All right. Well, anyhow, I'm glad that you got it, and we're going to get those out to you very soon. With embroideries, of course, with the Super Loopers, with any of the products that we make, you do have the options to add some embroidery to that. On the shorts, you can add it to the hem. I think it looks pretty nice.
I did that for our friend Garrett.
Yep, the Wizard of 32 ounce.
Yeah.
You guys may know him, of course, from Tate and Yoko, the manager of Tate and Yoko, who was here last week in Japan visiting us. And he was able to get a pair of the blue shorts. So I'm sure he'll enjoy them and maybe talk about those soon.
Which seems to have so like we did not make as many shorts as we did with tops. As you know, the hoodies would sell better than shorts or sweatpants. But blue shorts was the hot item. Like
right. I think
really
even on our website, the blue shorts are almost...
shorts in general, we sold out of every color, extra large and double XL.
Yeah, shorts are, as you guys can see here, shorts are in very low supply right now. So grab what you can when you can. If you missed out or if you're looking for something, send us an email. We might be able to track one down through one of our retail partners. But the shorts did go pretty quickly. But Risa, as she mentioned, we didn't make as many of the shorts as we did tops. Just we didn't know what to expect with them. So we guesstimated in terms of demand, and by next year we'll probably have a better idea of what we need to have for that. So if you missed out this time, send us a message. Put a I think the best thing is to send us an email. We'll try to track one down for you. But if not, next year we'll have some more options for you.
Yeah, and I already got some questions about restocks, and as far as these sets of colors are concerned, we can't guarantee a restock.
Yeah,
and even if we do have a restock, say for instance gray, I think we're gonna keep that going, but it will be next year, like this time next year. So if you're thinking about it, if you're not on the not sure should we wait kind of things, that's all I can say. Yeah.
Stephen Kopelkamp with a good question. Any chance of getting cargo pockets on the shorts or pants in the future? Funny enough, last night we saw some cargo shorts and we were like, I don't know if we're gonna ever do it, but it's just kind of funny that your mind went there and our mind went there. Last night we were watching Jurassic Park and noticed some cargo shorts, so it was on the mind.
But with the sweat fabric, I'm not sure if that's the best look. I do like this old school look of
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Right. So speaking of Spring Summer 25 Super Looper colors, I want to get into some of the colors that we're thinking about going forward with for next season. I think maybe what our thought process is seasonal colors will be seasonal. And maybe, at some point we'll go back and bring something back. We're not to say that we're only ever going to make it once. If there's a strong enough demand for something to come back, maybe we'll bring it back. But I think it'll be fun to do new colors every season. And the thing is, we can't make, 30 colors in one season. It's just not something that, at our scale is that we're capable of doing. So it's either we keep the colors that we have or, we refresh them with new colors that give you new options down the line. So again, we're open to feedback on this, but these are in terms of that, production style, but also the colors that we're thinking of. So we're open to it. I'm going to bring up my little color plan. These aren't the precise exact colors, but it's going to be somewhere in this realm. So this is what we're thinking of for Spring Summer 25. So a little bit more of a muted navy, so maybe more collegiate navy. I'm thinking a burgundy, This might be a little too red, but somewhere in this realm of a burgundy sweatshirt, a little bit more of an ecru color, yellow, so like a golden yellow or burnt yellow, and then black. Black was something that people were like, "Hey, you didn't make a black." I'm like, "Well, we're gonna make a black." I think black will be very welcome, but this colorway, I think, again, it's pretty sporty in a lot of ways. And yeah, anyhow, we're here to hear your thoughts on this. So we wanted to share it with you first, just to get your reaction on that. Raphael MC writes, "Nice. I wanted black." Right. You and many others. So I think that one is for sure. I really want to do this golden color. You don't see a lot of sweatshirts. I feel like you don't see a lot of sweatshirts in this color too often. So I'd like to have that around. And then the blue and the burgundy, pretty classic Americana. And then ecru, everyone can use an ecru sweatshirt in the wardrobe. BD writes, "Almost looks like some Pittsburgh black and gold winning combo." That's true. Remember, the color combos that you can put here are, I wouldn't say endless. I'm sure some mathematician here in the audience is going to let us know how many combinations are capable, but you mix and match practically any of these and you're going to have a winning combination, that's for sure. The black and gold definitely would look very cool. Some Pittsburgh Penguins action there. I'm sure there's some kind of football team with black and gold colors, but if we did purple, we can get like some Los Angeles Lakers style colors going on there. That'd be kind of nice.
I think purple might be not the best seller.
Maybe. Kyle McCaffrey writes, "Sulfur dyed black sweat shorts." Yes. So everything here would come in the tops and the bottoms.
Yeah,
so,
but it would not be sulfur dyed.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, for this, I don't think so.
Yeah, but you will get a solid black color. So there you have it. That's what we have planned for the Super Looper going down the line. If there is a Super Looper item that has sold out, maybe you're watching this live stream later on. I think at this point, if you're watching this video, if you're looking for something, you should be able to get it. Shorts maybe a little iffy, but as far as tops, through us or through our retail partners, availability is still fresh. So you should be able to find what you're looking for. But if you're watching this video down the line, send us a message and we can certainly try to help find something for you. You know, we have access to who we shipped what to and where. So please reach out. Okay. Other ideas? Risa.
Yes. For spring release, we are working on finally getting long sleeve T-shirts made. So we're in the process of getting a sample made. We'll see how we feel about it. Yep. Maybe we change a little things here and there, but the idea is just like a basic crew neck long sleeve T-shirt in the double heavyweight T-shirt fabric. So that's the 409 GSM, 12 ounce ish fabric, and that one, you know, we just went with like the most similar fit, just the longer sleeve, just the basic idea, but hopefully people would like that.
So long sleeve double heavyweight T-shirt. That's a
thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing coming in the horizon. And you know, the idea is that this could be like, you know, because it's double heavyweight fabric, it would feel kind of like a light sweatshirt, but also T-shirt fabric, T-shirt construction. So hopefully people like that.
Yeah, I think people will. So the sample is being produced now, so it's in the works.
It's in the
works. So maybe we'll have a finished sample by the next time we have a live stream. Anyways, Reese's in her head like, stop saying that. But maybe we will.
I mean, I don't know when we're gonna have the next
right.
live stream. We can actually have a next live stream after we get a long sleeve t-shirt sample.
There you go.
And
so
then we can fulfill the promise.
Fulfill our destiny, the prophecy. So hopefully that will be something that excites you guys. There has been some amount of requests for that.
Yeah.
Another request that we've been getting is triple XL in the t-shirts. Now, we do cut more Western fit, as many of you guys have experienced with our t-shirts. So, if you're living in the West and you buy a medium-sized t-shirt, you buy one of ours, you're probably a medium. Check the measurement charts for sure, but odds are, if you wear a medium, you'll buy a medium on ours, you'll be pretty good. With typical sizing here in Japan, a large is going to fit like a Western small often. Unless you're buying something like purposefully like loose fit, standard sizing here in Japan runs pretty small. So, that's one thing that a lot of people look to us for, because you do get that Japanese construction with all the Japanese fabrics and details, but with a more Western-centric size range. So, that said, I guess we've got some bigger boys out there who they're just packing all the muscles in. So they needed something a little bit bigger than what we offered in the double X. So if that's you, triple X is coming. Usually it's the guys who will buy like the double X in the sweatshirt, and they're like, man, the t-shirts just don't fit me right, because the sweatshirts are a little bit bigger, obviously. So we are looking to expand the size range out just a little bit more with the t-shirts.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like, we want to start with double heavyweight t-shirt options, and this may not be something that we have in everything. But
we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So there you have it. Maxim writes, currently, I tend to go maroon instead of burgundy, since it often features shades of purple and brown. Yeah, I think you're on the right track there. We want to that reddish color that we showed off. I want it to be a little bit more, maroon in tone. So good thinking. Raphael MC writes, 2X can be a little tight if I overeat. There you go. So 3X is coming your way. Minwa Maxim also writes, my personal request, textured wool raglan Henleys. All right. We'll keep that one.
A lot of things in there.
Okay. Very cool. Brian Edwards writes, maroon and Henleys would be nice. Now, Henleys over long sleeve tees. That's a real good question. I don't know the answer to that. I tend not to wear Henleys, personally.
I like Henleys. But maybe, I don't know. It might be just kind of a personal preference.
I think where we're at, we can't have both.
Not yet. Yeah. And I think what we want to do is maybe we can't have everything in everything. So we can go with like crew neck in certain fabrics and Henleys in others. That might make more sense to me. Yeah.
Because I find that Henleys tend to perform better in certain kinds of fabrics.
Right.
Like maybe like a waffle or something like that.
Or maybe something a little more malleable. Like
softer.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes with the long sleeve, double heavyweight tee in crew neck. Yeah. And we go from there.
All right. Stephen Kopelkamp, I would buy a Henley over a long tee. All right. Well, good to know. One thing that I would like to do in the next little while is I'm going to send an email out. So if you guys are not subscribed to our newsletter, please subscribe to our newsletter. We do put out a weekly newsletter every Friday just to give you an update on all the big and little news that's going on here in Wonder Looper land. But I want to put together some kind of survey and just I have a sense of what the community believes and thinks, and of course, these live streams certainly help a lot with that, and the feedback that we get on emails, but maybe I want to see if what I think matches, what is the actuality, and surveys can be, helpful in some ways, and sometimes.
It's more confusing.
Make things more confusing. But anyhow, I'm gonna put together some kind of survey in the next couple of weeks and send that out, and just to gauge some more deeper thoughts, and just to see where we're at with some of our ideas, and maybe to reassure some of my beliefs here. So please watch out for that, and if you would please take a minute of your time to fill it out when it hits your inbox. Your boy Bezad would most graciously appreciate that. You know what another thing that I would appreciate?
I like.
Bingo. Risa, she knows. This is why I married her. She knows the score, and the survey says, hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, you can do it right now. It's never too late to hit that like button. If you're watching live, you're watching on the replay, if you're watching this 1,000 years from now, because you just picked up your first true vintage, antique Wonder Looper double heavyweight t-shirt, dead stock, new in the package. It's the last one ever. You paid $55,000 for it.
Mm-hmm. It's because that's about like $50.
Yeah, that in future money. Yeah. Inflation really, in the year 2101, inflation really screwed us all over. But anyhow, we're all going to be just fine. But in the very, very, very far future, when people are collecting Wonder Looper items, they're going to look back on these videos, and someone's going to have an item, and they're going to see this, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? It is never too late to hit that like button, and they did the right thing. So we appreciate you, future person who enjoys our products. You and everyone who is watching live. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And
we're talking about a person whose parents are not even born yet.
They're not even a thought. Yeah. And the other thing, Bruce, if you want to move your head, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, our little subscribe counter over here, the thing about it is it only shows it to like the nearest 1,000. So I think we're at like 1,500 subscribers right now.
I don't think it's the nearest 1,000. It's the past 1,000. You know what I mean? Like in theory, our nearest 1,000 should show 2K.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. So we have to get it to 2,000 for that number.
Above 2,000 for it to show 2K.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do that, and then call every one of your family members to also do that as well, just to get us past that little bump. All right. So there's our little commercial break. Nicholas Villepou writes, any plans for more summer weight stuff like the ultimate Pima?
So the ultimate Pima is coming back. We've had a long break, and in that break we did do a little bit of a tweaking. So the fabric is new, but it is made again with 100% ultimate Pima, which is the American-made, American-grown cotton that is organically grown. And it has the longest staple. It is the longest staple cotton fiber, one of the longest at least. And with that organically made, it's amazing. It is single origin. There's only one farm growing this cotton in America, and we really wanted to keep it going. And we just had a little bit of a little bit of a manufacturing
delays.
But again, we knew that it has even better hand now, if you can believe that, and it is one of those. I keep wearing it.
Let me tell you about the Ultimate Pima.
Yeah.
I've been wearing mine. I have 3 of them. I wear them between these and the double heavyweight t-shirt. It's pretty much 99% of my life.
Right.
I wear them once or twice. They hit the wash. I just rotate through them. And I have 3 white ones and then a bunch of double heavyweights that I rotate through.
You don't have any black.
I don't have any black ones. It'd be sold out of the black one. So
I have a black.
Yeah.
I have a black and a white, but I wear white a lot more.
Wash after wash, wash after wash. Collar stays, length stays. You don't get any weird like shape deformations. It is by far the most quality t-shirt I've ever used in my entire life. I've had, t-shirts from every brand. The most, luxurious ones. They're great t-shirts, don't get me wrong. But nothing has held up like this t-shirt has.
Yeah.
I even have shocked myself with how good these are. Literally, they hit the wash, they hit the washer, they hit the dryer. I abuse these t-shirts. And the quality stays over and over and over and over again. And I like to think of this as like, of course, the criticism is that's a $100, however many dollar, it's over $100 t-shirt, right? I could, every now and then you get somebody in the comments, oh, I could buy a 5-pack or whatever. I'm like, you can buy a 5-pack or whatever, and that 5-pack or whatever is great. It's not a bad t-shirt, but that's a t-shirt that goes steadily like this, right? Great at the start, goes down this way, and then you have another t-shirt that you can wear, and it's great at the start. This is constantly great, just constantly good. And I just like to ride that way.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's partially or mostly because of Tsuriami construction. So the Tsuriami machine, as most of you guys know, it keeps the shape wash after wash, and that is one of the best things about using this vintage machine that is very slow, that is very inefficient, and therefore very expensive fabric to make, but it is worth it because t-shirts is something that you wear and you wash and you wear and you wash. It's a little bit more often than hoodies or any other type of garment. So I think it's worth it. And the fact that these t-shirts are expensive is, it's a lot of things. Obviously, the cotton is special, the construction is special, all of those things. But at the end of the day, if you like a piece of garment, I think the human nature is to want to keep wearing that item without feeling like it's every time you wear it, it's just you're shaving off a little bit of the life. So I
not with these.
Yeah, not with this. And on top of that, we are also releasing this t-shirt, which is also a Tsuriami t-shirt made with FoxFibre.
That's right.
And as you know, FoxFibre is one of our favorite cotton as well. This is the naturally brown cotton that are developed by Sally Fox by a lot of
decades of
research, and what do you call this, like
crossbreeding.
It is, she's a scientist, she studies these things, and which is amazing. And we have the color of these is just it's naturally beautiful. And it is one of those things where, like, with dyed garments, they'll dye, or even if it's a permanent dye, it does fade off little by little, which is also part of the beauty of vintage sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff like that too. We can appreciate that, obviously, but also at the same time, things like this is a natural color that evolves over time. It's not necessarily fading. And we just love that about this fabric too. So these t-shirts and Ultimate Pima Tsuriami t-shirts will arrive this summer.
Yeah. So right in time for when it's, light t-shirt season, we're going to have the lighter t-shirts available for you. Ultimate Pima 2.0. So the construction of the cotton yarns is going to be slightly different. It'll be a little bit, the first release, it has something called a dry touch. And this one's going to be a little bit more softer touch right from the start. But if you liked version 1, you're going to love version 2. We're very excited for that one to come out. So that's coming this summer. And, of course, the Ultimate Pima. FoxFibre, right. And both of these cottons come from the same farm. It's called the Alvarez Farm. And they are committed to organic cotton growing. This is what they do. They do cottons. They do some vegetables and things like that. They do crop rotations in order to ensure that like the minerals and I don't know all the whatever needs to be in the soil is there by rotating crops, to refresh the soil. So it's about keeping this land fertile and usable for years and years and generations to come. It's family run, and we're very, very proud to be working with them on this. But that said, they only produce a very in contrast to the rest of the world's cotton production, they produce a very, very small amount of cotton. And, I think we're starting to use a significant amount of it. I don't think that we're using all of it, but maybe one day we can use all of it. With the Ultimate Pima, they produce about 11 tons per year. Just 11 tons. That's not that much.
No. Yeah, it is one of the lowest counts that I've ever seen in terms of like, cotton is widely used, so it's hard to know. Maybe there's like more smaller scale. Obviously, there's the smaller scale farms and stuff like that too. But it's just as a species, like one single, what is the word? Like a variety of cotton. I think it's one of the lowest in terms of commercial production. Yeah.
Stephen Kopelkamp writes, speaking of natural color, I'd love an undyed shirt with a traditional cotton. Right. So we are planning on doing a more ecru t-shirt as well. There's going to be some more color options coming in the double heavyweights down the line. And anyways, this is maybe a little premature. I'm not going to get into all the details, but there is another t-shirt that we're working on that is supposed to be a little bit more casual comfy. Mm-hmm. The casual comfy t-shirt, that's not the name of it, but it's in that's the thought process right now. So we're just working on that with our fabric people to try and give you another option. So we're gonna have them all.
I have a lot of t-shirts options because I think t-shirts are kind of daily wear, like I said. So people can use more variety, I think. So we're working on some.
Let's talk about the other t-shirt.
Okay, so
the other t-shirt in the room.
Elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah. So if you watched the Naked and Famous Denim live stream yesterday, you saw that we had a package arrive at the door, and you must have been thinking, "What's in the box?"
What's in the box? This
is what was in the box.
This beefy boy was in the box. Yeah. So this is
A5 Wagyu of t-shirts. This is the beefiest of beefiest tees.
I'm gonna check the weight
that you can get. This is the triple heavyweight Tsuriami tee. I mean, this isn't the best camera in the world, but I think you guys can get an idea of the texture of this bad boy.
This one's like almost 600 GSM.
Yeah, I'm going to get the small scale out, and I'm just going to weigh this t-shirt.
Okay.
I would like to. I'm not exactly sure how much this t-shirt weighs, but it is a beast.
I don't know how accurate the scale is. But so this one is, let me double check. It's 593. Yeah, 593 GSM. Consider that the double heavyweight t-shirts that we currently make is 409. So almost 600. This is why the triple heavyweight, the wording comes in. Most t-shirts above 6 ounce is considered to be heavyweight. We actually don't make anything less than heavyweight, considering, because we the FoxFibre Tsuriami, Ultimate Pima Tsuriami, they're around 6 ounce, 6.5 ish.
So this t-shirt as a whole weighs 560 grams.
It's more than a pound.
That's more than a pound for this.
450 grams, I think it's a pound.
Yeah, so. This is a size medium t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it's triple the weight of regular heavyweight t-shirt. And I wear this. This is like 6.5, 6.7 ounce or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's pretty beefy. Yeah. It's like, it's got the
Yeah, it's not a flimsy, thin T-shirt.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. And then considering this is that times 3,
Yeah.
is it's
Pretty-
insane.
And Tsuriami.
Yes, and stubby
And Texas cotton.
and Texas cotton.
So we wanted to make the ultimate. When we made the double heavyweight T-shirt, you know, we did our research. We thought, this is it. This is the heaviest. And then afterwards, it came, okay, this guy makes a little heavier. This guy, fine. At least with the double heavyweight, we're in the conversation of these are the heaviest tees. These are the beefiest tees that you can get. But that's not enough for us. We have to be the king. You just have to do it. So,
And this is the king.
this is the king.
I don't think there's any
Nobody's coming after this title. This
Yeah.
is the groundbreaker, the earth shaker. As heavy as it gets, the beefiest. This is armor, and so this sample came in because we had to adjust the fit slightly because the fabric was so thick. So we just wanted to make sure that they were going to be just as comfortable to wear as the double heavyweight T-shirt. The armhole drops just a little bit, just because with the current way that the armhole was, like if you wore it, like this amount of fabric would just pack in under the arm, and it wasn't uncomfortable, but it wasn't perfect. So we adjusted it here, and it is much more comfortable to wear now.
Yeah. We got the flat seam construction on the side, and also the armhole on this version too. And again, this is because these fabrics are so thick that if you have a seam, you might feel it's usually not an issue, to be honest, but we just wanted to pursue the ultimate comfort. So wherever we can sew with the flat seam machines, we did it. So it has almost no seam.
Yeah. Raphael MC writes, will it be available in black?
Yes.
So
we're gonna have these. This is kind of like an off-white. It's not stark white.
It's not optic white.
Yeah. But this color, and this is the same color as our double heavyweight white, just so you know. And also the black. We have, this is a previous sample, but it doesn't really matter. So this is the black. So it is a jet black. It's not, it looks faded here, but it is
the color of the camera changes a little bit, but it is a very jet black. So if you know our double heavyweight black, it's the same realm there. Stephen Kopelkamp, how do you make a T-shirt heavier? Thicker yarn, tighter knit, different weave? It's
so the in theory, thicker yarns and tighter knit is gonna make it heavier. But the point of a T-shirt is not to have it like super uncomfortable. That's the difference with denim. Like denim, it doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is. Like the weight is something that people kind of pursue. Whereas T-shirt, it has to be wearable. You cannot wear something that are cardboard.
It's so packed in that it's cardboard. So there has to be a balance here. That means balance.
Exactly. So the this fabric also Tsuriami. So it is it does pack in air into the knit, and it is rather comfortable considering that it is 3 times a regular heavyweight T-shirt.
It really, like, if you think the double heavyweight feels like armor, this thing feels like armor, Kevlar on top of the armor. But
it's still,
you
like
can
it's
still
not
move
like
with
you're
it.
gonna have like because with heavyweight jeans.
It's not like a hardcore denim jacket where right.
Or like with like super heavyweight jeans, like the complaints is like, oh, you're gonna get like
bleeding behind the knees, gonna pinch you. It's not gonna pinch you.
That's kind of
that.
part of it. Whereas like with T-shirts, you can't have that. You really can't. So it needs to be comfortable.
You're gonna have blood underneath your armpits. It's not a good look.
No.
But yeah, this is the triple heavyweight Tsuriami American cotton slub T-shirt. It's gonna come with the price of that as well.
Yes, it is not gonna be an economical T-shirt, we're not. The thing is, like, we had to make it right. Like, we're not thinking this is gonna like be the bestseller.
Right.
That's not the point. This is just something that we had to make, and because it is very special, it is. And the thing is, like, we didn't want to compromise on certain things just because, you know, we can save a few dollars.
Yeah, there's no point. Once you've passed a certain point, it's just you might as well go all the way. It's like the Enzo Ferrari. Like, you know, you just, if we're going to make a supercar, make the supercar. Yeah. There's no point. If we're going to make the ultimate of heavy T-shirts, we're going to make the ultimate of heavy T-shirts. And those people who can appreciate it will appreciate it. And those people, you know, of course, it's not going to be for everybody's budget. I understand that. That is perfectly normal. We are definitely, this one more than anything, people are going to be like, for a T-shirt?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Yes. But also, it's 3 times the cotton.
This is not just a T-shirt.
I would say that it's even more than 3 times the cotton. Because, like, a heavyweight T-shirt is, like, twice the weight of, like, a regular T-shirt generally. So, this is, like, 6 times the amount of cotton in this thing. So, it's like buying 6 regular T-shirts.
Yeah, but also Tsuriami and also Slubby and, like, it's things packed. With that said... the price will be 40,000 yen retail, which is...
Today's exchange rate.
Which is... yen is cheapest it's ever been, really.
Yeah.
So it is $252 US.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, by the time this comes out, yen might recover a little, so who knows?
In the range of the $250-ish US range, again, with all that said, designer brands charge way more for that for a regular T-shirt.
Regular T-shirts.
Yeah. So I think, you know, we're providing, as far as value goes, there's no value here. It's a very expensive T-shirt. But if you understand what goes into making this T-shirt, then you understand the value proposition for that, right?
And again, I think the only reason we actually made it was because well, first of all, we're fascinated and we just wanted to achieve something. But another thing is that we do have an audience who understands, like, what goes into making something that is completely different from what you consider to be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I think we have enough audience. Again, it's not going to be our bestseller, but I hope people can appreciate this.
Yeah. Minwa Maxim writes, it has to be comfortable for the nipples since men usually don't wear bras.
That's true. I cannot test that, but I mean, you have to be the...
Yeah. Men wear man's ears. It's a man's ear. Okay? The bro. The bro. Okay. Jan S. writes, with them being so heavy, how breathable is it? I live in Pennsylvania with humid summers and was considered it may be a fall-winter shirt. This is definitely a fall-winter shirt. In the summer, if you're like going camping, nighttime, you know, by the beach, by the ocean, when it gets cooler, that might be something for you. But on the hottest days, I think this might be overkill.
A little much.
Might be a little much.
And yeah, maybe the hottest days. But the thing that I noticed about my double heavyweight tees is that because my double heavyweight tees kind of like sits like flat, like it doesn't like stick to my body, so it keeps a certain amount of room in between my T-shirt and my body, and like breeze come in, and I think it's actually more. I don't know. Sometimes in the beginning of spring when I was wearing it, I was cold because there's so much wind coming in.
Right. That's true. Anyhow, I guess it would also depend on how you size it. So if you size it a little bit bigger, you've got a little bit more airflow in there. It'll be a little more comfortable.
True. Yeah.
So just something to consider that. Raphael MC, I used to live in Mexico, 40 degrees sun. It's comfy. All right. There you go.
All right.
Okay, other news. Double heavyweight sweatshirts. We're going to get a small restock. This is the final restock of the double heavyweight sweatshirt before fall with the new fabric. The fabric is going to be a little bit more plump in the fall.
So I think we may have mentioned this in the past live streams, but double heavyweight French terry fabric has been fabric dyed fabric, but going forward it will be yarn dyed because dyeing that thick fabric is a lot of trouble. We don't want any trouble, so we are going with the yarn dyeing option, which slightly bumps up the GSM. It's gonna be like a 800 and
it's over 800 GSM.
850 or something like that. Like actually not slightly, but like pretty significantly.
I think it's 825.
876.
876.
825 for the
FoxFibre.
Fox, but 876 for the other colors. And because of that, we wanted to use up all the fabric that we had in the fabric dyed version because it's going to be different. So we are making just the crew necks.
Yeah.
Just the crew necks in, I think, soon.
Yeah.
So they will be available soon.
Yeah, we'll send obviously a heads up for when they come out. So for those looking for them, you can snatch them up when they come out. But yeah, it's a very small amount of them, and this will use up the rest of the fabric that we have. So if you want to get in on that before the change, you can, and you'll have a sweatshirt in your hands. So there you go.
Yeah.
Indigo-dyed T-shirts. What is our status update on that?
It is being handled. It will be probably, be. We'll probably hear some updates in the next couple weeks. They were saying that when we placed the order, when we confirmed the order based off of what you guys ordered, they were saying that like we're gonna expect a little bit more rain in the next few weeks compared to what they expected. So there might be a little bit of delay, but we only I think we promised like end June delivery. I think we can still honor that.
Okay.
We have time.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when things are moving along.
Yeah. When and for those people who missed out on the order for these because we only had a certain amount, basically, some people had the question like, why are you sold out if this was a pre-order?
Right.
The reason why we sold out, even though it was a pre-order, was because we had already made the T-shirts. We weren't pre-ordering the T-shirts, then making the T-shirts and then sending them off to dye. We had ordered the T-shirts already so that we would be able to send them to the dye house immediately. If we were doing a pre-order based off of the T-shirts and then sending it off to dye, the lead time for this would have been way longer. So if you missed out on this, we will likely do this again. We haven't had any issues. So, we just want to run through an entire process of, from everything from, producing the blanks, sending them off to the dye house, packaging, shipping, all that stuff. Make sure that everything goes as we expected. And then we'll probably do another batch of these maybe in the fall or something like that.
We'll see when we can do the next one. But what I'm excited about is that because this is the first time we're doing it, and we just, it's done in Tokushima, and we wanted to document that, but we couldn't go there ourselves. So we have had arranged a photographer to take some pictures of this process, and so you guys can next time we'll do the pre-orders for this or some kind of things with this. You can actually see what went in, like who's doing it, like all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be more visual heavy things.
Yeah. And I hope that down the line we'll be able to offer other natural dye options for people as well. So this will open up that window. So I
hope so.
Yeah.
But Indigo is, considering our background, Indigo is one of the priorities. And this farm does grow the indigo plant all the way to dyeing and the garments. So this place is specialized in indigo. This dye house cannot do any other dye.
Right.
so we'll have to go somewhere else for other dyes. But I'm just very excited to work with this dye house.
Right.
Now.
Sebastian Pill J writes, can we get the white Ultimate Pima shirt hand dyed in Tokushima?
That is something that we can definitely consider.
Give us time to figure that out. But I think, it could definitely be a possibility. Basically, the way the dye house works is we make no money on the dye process at all. They charge us based on how much dye they have to use for the weight of the garment.
Yeah.
So whatever they charge us, we just forward that off to you. And we're just arranging everything for you in that case. So with the Ultimate Pima, it is a much lighter T-shirt. So what we have to do is we have to send them one so that they can calculate the cost of how much dye it takes to dye that item, and then we would then figure that all out. So any other garment, if say down the line somebody wants a hoodie dyed, it would be very expensive because that just soaks up so much dye, and there's only so much dye they have. That's the thing. It's not something that they can just whip up. It takes them a year to make the amount of dye that they're going to have. So and they're constantly making dye, but there's just so much that they have.
Yeah.
So
also heavyweight tends to kind of have unevenness. And for us, we feel that's a good feature. You want to see a little bit of unevenness, and then we will have a little bit of unevenness in the T-shirt. But obviously for quality reasons, they don't want to have too much of unevenness. So they might not with the a very heavy hoodie. I'm not even sure if they will.
Yeah,
do that.
But we do have a friend here, Michael, at Wild Frontier Goods. If you reach out to him, he and his wife, they do natural dyeing from their home, and they can arrange for other kinds of dyes. If you want something right now, they can do it for you. Yeah. They'll figure it out. So just reach out to them. They're at Wild Frontier Goods on Instagram. And they can help you out with if you want some other special dye, they can do it.
Yeah, they do have a ton of options, and also we've already we've been working with them since the beginning of our brand. So we've sent so many T-shirts and a few hoodies their way, and so there's been just track record of that being done. So
they've dyed FoxFibre hoodies and things like that.
We're sending Super Looper this next week also. Speaking of which, sorry to just go in and out, but for those of you who ordered Super Looper French Terry items from our website, thank you very much. Just FYI, Monday is a holiday in Japan, so we're not going to be able to ship out anything on Monday. We're going to do all the shipping on Tuesday and on. Yeah,
so they're just not picking. We'll have everything packed up, but they're just not picking. FedEx is not picking up on Monday, so they get a holiday. They get a day off. Shang Style writes, also curious, are there any future plans to do fabrics not 100% cotton? E.g., is it possible to do a merino wool or linen cotton blends on Tsuriami loop wheel machines? It's certainly in the consideration. I briefly mentioned the comfy tee that we're working on, and in the thought process there is some thought of blended material in there. So we'll see how it all comes out in the end. Anyways, this is all in currently very pre-alpha development, but when we have something a little bit more solid, we'll bring that to you.
But no, as far as non-cotton, we are open to other materials
wool,
like
cashmere,
merino wool or linen or cashmere, it's any kind of nice fibers. Yeah. But again, we have, it's only just the two of us still, so we'll slowly working towards that way.
Sebastian Pill J writes, also, I'd love to see some Dorozome fabric from Wonder Looper eventually. Some mud dye.
Maybe eventually.
It's easier to do mud dye with garment than it is sometimes like in our denim experience. Some people are like, oh, you should do that with denim, but it's very, very difficult with denim because dyeing the yarn in mud, it just anyways. The mills don't want to work with that yarn because it gunks up all the machines, and it's just I understand. Yeah. But even still, like, yeah, I guess if you do it with garment dye, the sewing is all done, so it's a little bit easier to.
I mean, I think for Dorozome, the only option is garment dye. Yeah. But with it's the same with any like kind of like dye that doesn't like that's not a clean dye that's not a chemical dye that the factory mills, knitting mill or weaving mill would have a problem with. So this is why it's kind of difficult to even have indigo knits that are knitted with indigo dyed yarns instead of dyeing the fabric.
Yeah, because it stains the machines.
Yes.
And if they have to make like a white material or a cream material or any other lighter material later on, that indigo might just end up on that, like, for example, I saw like a little bit of indigo on this. This was just hanging up since yesterday, and I guess it might have brushed up against one of our T-shirts, but just the slightest little bit of blue. You might not even see it, but it's on there, and indigo transfers. That's the thing about indigo. It's going to transfer. So
that's why it fades so nicely.
Right. So you can imagine in the factory, if there's indigo has run through those machines, it's very hard to clean every little bit of every little nook and cranny of all those machines. And so if you start making stuff and there's stains on it, well, that's a problem for whoever ordered that. So you can understand that it is a little pain in the buttocks.
But because of that, oftentimes whoever knits indigo or knits indigo yarn using indigo yarns, dyed yarns, they tend to just have a machine dedicated for something like that.
Yeah.
And that's how we were able to source this fabric.
Yep. Risa, you can show that one off. So this is going to be coming. We definitely have showed this off in the past. This is going to come early New Year 25. So this is the real indigo dyed French terry with the blanket lined stripe interior. Now it's not lined with a blanket, but it has the look of a blanket line, like an old Levi's jacket or old Carhartt jacket. It has that classic like red and blue lining on the inside that you would see in these workwear jackets, and I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's gonna fade. That's the beauty of this thing. This is mixing the worlds of denim and knitwear together, right?
It's all indigo.
Yeah. So the difficulty with this was, of course, just securing the machine and using the dye properly. Even with the production of this, they're like, "Do you want to just use navy?" And we're like, "No. We need to use indigo. This has to fade."
Yeah.
So
the French terry construction has three layers to it. So the surface layer, middle layer, and the inside layer inside layer. What they recommended was that we can save money by using navy on the middle layer, because the surface layer you wanted indigo because it fades. Middle layer is not so obvious because it's not on the front.
Yeah.
But then we're like, if you like really fade it to destruction, you're gonna see the undertone of the dark navy, and we just couldn't have that.
No.
Because we expect people to wash it all the time and fade it to light blue. Like we can't, not everybody's gonna do that, obviously, but we cannot, expect everybody, to not do that. So we did not.
We did not skimp.
Yes.
There's no skimping on this one. So
there's no skimping on anything, to be fair. But this one especially, there was a lot of decision points to cut costs.
Yeah. Our rep over at the mill, when we're having our production meetings, he's always like, this is gonna be expensive, right? We're like, we know. And he's like, no. It's gonna be really expensive. And we're like, We know. We have to do it. We have to make it. You know, if that's just the way it is. So it's gonna come in the zip hoodie, the pullover hoodie, the crew neck, and of course we're gonna have the sweatpants as well. So those heavyweight sweatpants.
But I just wanted to show you. It looks really like stripy in this, but in real life it's less obvious.
Yeah. The lighting here is making it look a little bit more noticeable.
This one's raw.
Yeah.
This one's one home washed.
Yeah.
So with the one home wash, you can already see a big difference between these two
blue colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. It becomes more blue after that first wash.
Becomes way more blue. Yeah.
So this is going to be coming out in early New Year, 25. So January, February-ish is the plan for this one. So still in the heart of winter time. So yeah, that's what you can expect for some more drops. Some more Wonder Looper drops, dropping all the good stuff for you guys. Broom writes, for a second I thought the blanket lining stripes were Freddy Krueger colored. Not quite.
Oh.
Not quite. That's a red and green for Freddy Krueger.
Right.
Red and green.
And I forgot to mention this, but it has all kinds of nips in here.
Yeah, multicolored nips on the inside. Yeah, so it is very blankety.
Yeah, and this has a little bit of wool in it. It also has a little bit of acrylic in it in order for us to have like multiple colored nips. This is just kind of the old school blanket lined. Lining fabric inspiration, so it's not 100% cotton, but because of the other things.
And to be fair, back in the day, those blanket lines weren't 100% cotton either. Exactly. Those were all like poly acrylic blends. Like those materials were in existence when those blanket lines were made. So those vintage blue jean jackets, they were not 100% cotton, even on the blanket interior.
So it's more of like a vintage inspired fabric, and so it's
lots of fun stuff to look forward to in Wonder Looper land here. I hope you're excited. I hope you like what we're doing. We've got some crazy stuff in store for you. And
there's a lot of stuff now that we talk all about it. There's so many things, and I don't know how we're gonna be able to
keep up with it all. Yes. We're gonna figure it out. Figure it out. So I just want to give a shout out to all of our retail partners who have been supporting us and helping us grow this little company from humble beginnings. We're only a year and a half and a bit maybe old as far as when we first put things on the market, but things are certainly picking up. People are getting more and more interested, and if it wasn't with the support of our retail partners, we wouldn't be here as well. Just like you guys support us, our retail partners support us dearly. So let's give a shout out to everybody who is currently stocking Wonder Looper. So let's head over to the browser window. In America, you can find Wonder Looper at Blue Owl Workshop. I think a lot of people know them for their fine selection of denim products. We've got Fancy Groceries. Now, the thing about Fancy Groceries is that they're in Winston-Salem, but they don't sell online. So they're more of a local shop. So you're going to have to go in, but they do have a very, very beautiful store, and they have got a great selection of products here as well. And that's Max. He's such a super, super nice guy. Iron Pyrite Productions, online only. James Dant, many of you guys will know them as well. Great denim retailer in America. Macus in Portland, great supporter of Wonder Looper. In fact, he was the first person to place an order for Wonder Looper in the entire world. So
a special place.
Very, very special place in our hearts. And we've been working with Justin over there at Macus, with our work with Naked and Famous Dem for very, very many years. He's a wonderful guy, great store. And the great people at Standard and Strange. Now they have 3 locations across America, and of course you can find you can shop online with them as well. As you can see here, Wonder Looper, they have all the new stuff. So you can shop with them in New York, Oakland, and Santa Fe. Santa Fe. So 3 great locations to support you guys. So they, I guess their double heavyweights are sold out. So this is all they just got these double heavyweight T-shirts in, and then of course the Super Loopers here as well. Over in the Great White North, Canada, we've got Gerhard Supply in Toronto, my hometown, Tate and Yoko in Montreal, my other hometown, and Denali in Winnipeg. Cold Winnipeg, Manitoba, but it is the international hub of business. If you know, Michael Scott knows. He knows. He had to go on some international business trips to Winnipeg, and he didn't go to Denali, but he should have, because he would have found a great selection of Wonder Looper products there. Great people, and they certainly hold it down. So definitely you want to check out Denali when you're in Winnipeg, or you can always shop on the internet with them. So they've got a good selection here of our sweatshirts available in Canada, ready to ship right away. In Mexico, we have Casa Denim, definitely one of the best denim shops in all of Mexico. United Kingdom, Jean Store and Working Title. Jean Store is an online shop. Working Title is they're
fading out.
They're fading out. They're
Yes.
closing down, unfortunately. But they still, I don't know if they have too much of our stock left, but they were supporting of us from very, very early on. And sometimes business just goes the way the business goes. But
very nice person.
Very, very nice people. And you know what? They have a lot of great deals going on right now on their website. So check them out. They have a lot of really cool stuff. Man, that cookie jar looks
so cute.
Awesome. Man, I might have to look into that right after this live stream. And then in Germany, we have Cultizm.
Yes.
And I want to announce that in Germany, you're also going to be able to find us in Berlin in the fall at Berg and Schild. So this is the premier denim and boots, hard working man products in Berlin, but not just for the hard working man. They have something for everybody, but they got their, I think, that's their claim to fame. They were the tough working denim and workwear gear shop, boots, a lot of boots, and great people. I remember, early in my denim days, going to Berlin and hanging out at Berg and Schild, because they would always throw the best denim parties. So all the denim nerds in Germany would come to Berg and Schild, and it was like, holy cow, this is...
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Especially in the summertime, we'll hang out outside, on the street. I guess that's German way of partying, but it was always a good time. Yeah. They're very nice people as well. So we're happy to
have a home
them.
there. Yeah. In Austria, Sunset Star, beautiful shop and great photography. If you follow them on Instagram, you'll see that they just produce some beautiful photos.
Yeah.
And they have a great selection of our products, again, available here in Europe. So for those people looking to shop locally in Europe, you can definitely check out Sunset Star. South Korea, Mode Man, again, premier destination for, men's, and they have ladies stuff as well, but, men's heritage workwear vibe aesthetics in South Korea. Taiwan, they have a little bit of our stuff over here at Blue Beach Denim, similar feel to Mode Man in South Korea. And in Japan, little bit of our products at FFFFFT, though they only carry Ultimate Pima T-shirt in white, because so this store
only sells the white T-shirts. They don't have anything else. They don't even look at our other colors.
They're not interested in hoodies.
Nobody have any other color than white. In this T-shirt shop.
Yeah. And they're only open on Saturday and Sundays.
Yes.
Yeah. So a very, very interesting concept store here in Japan. It definitely gets a lot of press. A lot of people are impressed by this shop. I think it's pretty cool. And all they do is carry the best white T-shirts from across the world. And over here at FFFFT.
Yeah.
So if you're in Japan, you can find our Ultimate Pima T-shirts here. And maybe one day we'll have the Wonder Looper store
Perhaps.
One day, hopefully.
You skipped Redcast.
Did I skip Redcast?
Yes.
Oh my God, I should not do that. Okay.
So,
sorry.
so,
In
yeah.
Spain,
Yes.
very, very nice people at Redcast Heritage. They've got a great selection of products, of course, in the heritage menswear denim realm, all the kind of stuff that we like. Great photography, great product assortment, and if you're looking for our products, internationally or in Europe, this is a great place to shop as well. So a lot of great friends, people that we work with, we consider friends. We only want to work with our friends and people who can tell our stories, the way that we think they should be told,
Yeah,
So,
definitely. We share a lot of philosophy with these people. And, it's just like going through that list. It's not a long list, but like we can certainly say that everybody that we work with is definitely like, very proud of what they do, proud of the selection, and they're proud of the brands they carry, and they're just so nice.
Yeah,
also.
even you would think like a big company like Cultizm that we would just be talking to the buyer, but that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
The owner of Cultizm he's such a friendly guy. We have calls with him. When we were in New York last time, he came and visited us. We were doing a little party at the Naked and Famous denim store, and he came in and attended it. It was very, very kind of him to do that. And it was funny because there were so many people in the shop, and I think the owner of Cultizm, he's not very like front facing, and I'm like, a lot of people don't know like that guy sells a lot of jeans,
Very a powerful person behind the scenes.
Yeah, but kind-hearted people, everybody we work with, they're very, very special and great people to be representing our products around the world. So people ask us, can you sell to this person, that person? Part of our expansion is we want to work with people that we know, that we can trust, that we know that they can do the brand justice. The other part is that because of our production methods, the types of machines that we use, we can only make so much product. So expansion is a little difficult because all we're doing is kind of spreading ourselves thin. We can only make this amount of T-shirts, and it's enough for the amount of retailers that we have. We start adding more and more, everybody gets less and less, and it's just, it's I don't think it works as well. So our expansion will be slow.
Yeah.
As we can, secure more production space. But that's how that's going to be for now.
But speaking of which, I think we talked about this briefly in the last live stream, but we were able to secure a warehouse location.
Yes.
So now we're going to be starting with next week, we're shipping out of our warehouse, which is wonderful.
It's a pretty big move for us. And when we started, everything was in this apartment, and there were days where there's just elbow room walking around here, and now we have a little bit of space. We had some custom shelves ordered because to be fair, our warehouse is small, so we wanted shelves that were modular so that we can move things around. And so we ordered those, and those just came in. We set everything up. I'm going to take a picture when we're in there next time, just so you can see how colorful and neatly organized everything is. I'm pretty proud of that.
Very exciting step for us, and it's all thanks to everybody who supports us. So
you're watching us grow. It's and we're documenting it little by little here. Shang Style writes, what does FFFF mean in Japanese?
Oh, it's not a Japanese. It's a universal color code for white. It's like when you have the hex code. Yeah. If you work with photography or any kind of graphic things, white color, the whitest white is the FFF.
The code is
FFF. 6 Fs.
Yeah.
So that's how they came up with the name. It's very clever as well.
Yeah.
They're very clever.
Just for example, over here, let me just pull this up on the screen. So here's our colors. So these are all color codes. So this is the hex code for this cream color, F8EEE5. So if you want to talk about colors between different people, and you want to make sure that you're talking about navy isn't navy, which particular shade of navy are you talking about? Well, the particular shade of navy I'm talking about. Do you want the hex code? Do you want the RGB? Do you want the Pantone? So there's all of these languages that are used to signify color. And so FFFFF is the code for white. And the opposite of that for black, it's 0000000. So yeah.
I don't remember anything else, but the whites and blacks are important because you know it's hard to tell sometimes.
People who work with a lot of colors, like a lot, they know. Like you can start talking numbers and be like, oh, okay, that's gonna be like a yellow.
Well, at least the group. Like, they probably know.
I have a friend who does color for a very large company. I'm not going to say the name, but a very, very large company. And they have manufacturing in different countries. But, you know, they might produce a T-shirt and a sweatshirt and whatever in 3 different countries. But it has to be the same color. So it's her job to make sure that the color from factory A, factory B, factory C are all the same and everything comes out uniformly. So that's when you're giant scale, there's somebody's job is just, I'm here to color analyze. So we're not that deep, but anyhow, there's a little color knowledge for you. BD writes, do you have one of each item for an archive?
We should, actually.
We should. We mostly do.
I think so, but
a sampler here or there might, you know, somebody, a family member, somebody, I'm like, you know, hey, do you have this sweater? I'm like, I sold out of them all, but I've got this sample.
Another thing we need to do though is just keep, maybe not the whole garment sample, but keep track of the swatches of the colors.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big thing. Okay, everybody, we're gonna leave it there. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for this live stream. You probably, some of you have seen a lot of us over the weekend. We appreciate everything that you've done for us. We appreciate your support for Wonder Looper and the Super Looper release. We look forward to bringing you even more special products down the line. And another live stream maybe in a couple weeks from now. So
we'll see.
Yeah, with all that said, on the way out, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, definitely sign up for our newsletter, and watch out for the survey that'll come out in the next couple of weeks here. So
we want your voice heard.
We definitely want to hear from you and make sure that we're serving you guys as best that we can. Okay, Junior writes, I just found a cool watch on Working Title. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Shop that Working Title. They got some good deals going on right now. So everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. My name is Behzad.
I'm Marisa.
We are the founders of Wonder Looper, and we'll see you guys in the next video. All right. See you later, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.